Alright, we've covered a lot of ground, but the takeaway here shouldn't be about memorizing trends in 3 specific industries. It's about recognizing how pressure shows up and what stable businesses are doing in response. Across all 3 trades, the market hasn't collapsed, demand has not disappeared, but what has changed is the margin for error. The businesses that feel stable in 2026 aren't predicting the future better than anybody else. They're executing the present with intention. So rather than recap everything, let's talk about what this looks like in practice by trade. If you're in HVAC, the defining challenge in 2026 is uncertainty. Regulations are still evolving, equipment timelines aren't fully settled, and long-term decisions carry way more risk than they used to. The HVAC businesses that feel most grounded right now are making disciplined inventory and equipment decisions, investing in training that won't need to be undone a year later, and framing sales conversations around long-term value and operating costs, not just what's available on today's truck. Stability in HVAC comes from calculated decision-making, not rushing to be first. If you're in plumbing, the market is relatively stable, but that steadiness means you have less room for mistakes. Growth isn't masking inefficiencies the way it sometimes can in a faster-moving market. The plumbing businesses that feel most confident in 2026 are standardizing how their work is quoted, scoped, and investing in services that reduce work and disruption, and tightening communication so expectations are set early and clearly. In plumbing, stability comes from consistency and discipline, not expansion. And if you're in electrical, the scope of work is expanding into energy management, system integration, and long-term infrastructure responsibility. That's a whole lot of opportunity, but it comes at the cost of increased complexity and risk. The electrical businesses that feel most prepared are being intentional about what systems they take on, training for integrations, not just installations, and putting guardrails around the complexity so it doesn't overwhelm their day-to-day operations. In electrical, stability comes from controlling that complexity, not chasing every single opportunity. Okay, so different industries, different pressures, but the pattern underneath is the same. Running a field service business now requires more coordination, more visibility, and way fewer mistakes than it used to. Technology has become the literal baseline. Customer expectations are higher, and labor remains tight. So, 2026 is about whether your operation is built to handle pressure without relying on the perfect conditions. The businesses that feel steady right now are designing for resilience through clearer processes, tighter execution, and fewer points of failure. We hope this series helped you feel a little more clear and confident while you move through 2026. And don't forget, if you want to keep going, check out our blog for more on what's shaping your industry right now.